Coming up on ASU TV News, Jonesboro has elected a new mayor and local schools adapt to pandemic guidelines. All this plus weather, ASU TV News starts right now.
A-State News, A-State Weather. From the School of Media and Journalism from the campus of Arkansas State University in Jonesboro, this is ASU TV News.
Good afternoon and welcome to ASU TV News. Today is Wednesday, November 4th, and I'm Maddison Smith. More American citizens voted in the 2020 elections than ever before. The country still anxiously awaits the final call on the presidential race, but several important local races have already been decided in Craighead County. After what seems to be a tight race between Harold Copenhaver and Andy Shatley for the office of Jonesboro Mayor, Copenhaver was able to claim 50.3% of the vote by the end of the night, securing him the office. For congressional races, Jack Ladyman will retain his office as state representative for District 59. Brant Smith will represent District 58, and John Milligan secured District 53. The three-way race for Jonesboro City Clerk, none of the candidates managed to secure over 50% of the vote, so a runoff will take between Linda Allison and April Leggett. The race for Ward 1, Position 2, Alderman in Jonesboro will also go into a runoff between Brian Emerson and Emma Agnew. Jonesboro voters can cast their votes in these runoffs on December 1st. As for the presidential race, President Trump received 66.4% of the vote in Craighead County, but numbers from all around the country are still rolling in and it's too close to call. The increase in confirmed positive COVID cases among students has caused Jonesboro schools to make an adjustment to traditional teaching models. ASU TV News reporter Ubai has the story.
Within a few short weeks of the start of the fall semester, Jonesboro public schools have begun reporting positive COVID-19 cases among students and faculty members. Each school district makes teaching strategies based on the latest data from the Arkansas Department of Health.
And for our high school, we actually gave them three options. It was to attend every day, or to attend 2 days, 2 virtual days, 2 days, and then they would have to keep up with their time or their days when they're supposed to show up to school.
In addition to high schools, Arkansas State University also adopted a combination of offline and online teaching methods. In an email from A-State Principal Kelly Dunfels, he stated that there is about 20% of those classes are 100% online, while the rest are web-assisted or 100% in person. To ensure the teaching safety of in-person classes, this school also provides masks and shields for both students and faculty members to keep them safe.
I think the university is well prepared to take the next step and keep that process going, but more importantly, I'm going to do whatever I can do as a city and a mayor of this city to work with Arkansas State University and to provide the best environment for the students in our community.
Most of the public schools give students different options, such as taking online classes or offline classes, to protect their safety. Reporting by Ubai, ASU TV News.
Like many colleges in the U.S., Arkansas State University has changed how they offer classes this semester due to COVID-19. Professors and students alike are adapting to a hybrid program. I had the opportunity to talk with professors at A-State about how they are working with the changes. Arkansas State University has been working tirelessly to make sure that students and staff are safe on campus. CDC guidelines are followed and enforced on campus.
You know, the classrooms were laid out with, 6-foot spacing between workstations, with cleaning materials for both faculty and students when they go into the room. If they wish, they can wipe down their stations.
While some classes transitioned well to an online format, many professors had to change the way they taught their classes.
On the Tuesday before classes started, I called my chair and I said, I can't teach this. This isn't going to work. And I spent all summer planning, like, how can I make this work? How can we do it in the space? Okay, what can we do? Can we front load it so that if we have to shift to online, we've already used the sewing machines? But
professors are making sure that safety for them and students are their #1 priority.
At the beginning of the year, we met with all of the bands, all of the students in A-State bands. And essentially, we outlined Dr. Oliver's and Dr. Labovitz's plans and their different projects that they're working on. And essentially, I told our students that depending on when or if we go on transition to online with marching band, that they would get a new syllabus within a week. And essentially, we're going to be making an exploratory program on experiences.
Whether A-State transitions to a full online model is still unknown, but professors say that they are ready to handle anything that's thrown at them. I'm Maddison Smith reporting for ASU TV News. It's feeling a lot more like a typical spring day than a fall one. Right now on campus we're at 75 degrees and sunny with just a bit of a breeze. It's looking like we'll continue with this warmer weather throughout the end of the week. We'll be right back with more on your forecast. We have a chilly night ahead of us. The sun will start to set at 5:03, which leads our temperatures to drop. Partly cloudy skies with only a 10% chance of rain and an overnight low of 48. Expect the same weather that we have today to continue through the rest of the week. No rain and partly cloudy skies for the rest of this week and through the weekend. Tomorrow we'll have a high of 72 and a low of 46. Going into your weekend, the high stays in the upper 70s and the low stays in the upper 50s. Heading into next week, Sunday and Monday will have a 20% chance of rain, but nothing to be worried about. The temperatures will stay in the upper 70s and in the lower 60s. Coming up after the break, I'll look into the day in the life of a local farmer. Agriculture plays a huge role in the Northeast Arkansas economy, but many have no idea the work producers put in day to day. Colby Wood takes us through the day in the life of a local farmer, Ryan McGalley.
My name is Ryan McGoy, and I work for my family on a farm near Lake City, Arkansas. And throughout the year, there's never really a certain job I have. I just do whatever they need me to do. Starting out in the spring, March, or usually about April, we start planting, and it takes a little bit for the crops to come up. But I just help plant. I help plow the fields, get the rows real deep so the water can go through. And then in the summer, you're just watering, kind of maintaining the crops, making sure they're good. And then in the fall, you just harvest them. And then winter, you're just chilling out, I guess. Not really doing much. We have about 700 acres of cotton, 700 of beans, and then the rest, we farm 1,600 acres total. So I guess you could say the rest is corn, which would be about 200 acres. But right now, we've already got the corn out. Right now, we're just harvesting beans and cotton. I guess you could say the funnest would be harvest, just because you're one step closer to the end and you're seeing how good your crops did. The weather, it's either really hot or really cold. It is hard work. It's kind of stressful, especially if you're the owner of the farm, because you gotta balance the finances and the hard work, the long days, stuff like that. But I would say that's the negatives. Just the financial side of it's probably the most stressful. Best parts of the job, well, the pay's number one. Pay's pretty good, but that's not really what it's all about. I would say if you enjoy farming, which I honestly, it's not that bad of a job. I mean, the best part would be just seeing how far your crops have come throughout the year and just seeing like the progress you made. And then it benefits you because you get money out of it at the end of the year. So I'd say that. Well, I don't get out here as early as I should, or as like my dad does, like stuff like that. Obviously, because I have class every day of the week. But I'm just trying to keep my grades up. Kind of not really struggling, I would say, but it's kind of hard to keep them up when you're trying to work on the side. So I just try to do my best. When I'm done with school, I just come out here and get to work. I mean, it's easy to say I spend a lot of time with my family, I guess you could say, because I work with some of them, but I mean, I usually see most of my family anyway, most of my friends. I try to balance that out pretty good. Just when I get off work, just go hang out with them, stay home, just enjoy family time or whatever that is. I still got a lot to learn. I mean, I'm only 18, so my dad and grandpa just try to teach me stuff every day about it, but the finance side, like I just mentioned, is the worst or the hardest thing to understand, because you got to figure out how much this is going for, how much this crop's going for, what you need to do next year, how much you need to budget it at. The end goal as a farmer is to provide for your family and just make the best. They call it crop yields. It means what you make, like how good your crop was. Just make good yields and then just try to provide for your family, and because you're putting a lot of your money in there, so you need to do the best you can.
That does it for us today on ASU TV News. For more updates throughout the week, follow us on Twitter at ASU TV News and on Facebook at facebook.com/ASU TV News. We'll see you back here live on Monday with more campus news.